Hi there and welcome to Andy Robinson RC. Cheers for checking out the channel today and joining us on this episode. So, what have we got on the table today? Well, we've got a Kyosho Progress 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering buggy. We've got a Bluebird Baja Growler as well. And we've also got a Thunder Tiger, the Tiger. So we're going to be taking a look at these three more unusual buggies today. So I'm going to start off with the Kyosho Progress. Now, generally as a whole, I haven't found out tons and tons of information about these buggies. So I'm sure some of you vintage gurus out there will be able to give me extra info. Which I'm sure I won't have covered everything by a long shot. So if you do have any info about these buggies, I would love to hear that in the comments, please. So anyway, we're going to start with this lovely Kyosho Progress. Now this isn't mine, sadly. I wished it was. This is a friend of mine, Paul Taylor's, from our local RC club, and he lent me this so I could include it in this video. So massive thanks to Paul for lending me this car. He did say I could run it as well, but I'm not gonna, because it's not mine. And it'd be a shame knowing my luck. It'd get damaged or something, and you know, I won't want to hand it in back broken. So I've decided not to run it. You know, it's different if it's my own thing, but anyway. So it's a Kyosho Progress. Came out in 1984. And it's kit 3067 by Kyosho. It's chain driven. It's got plastic moulded chassis, which was also used for the Kyosho Gallop, which came out, it was 85, 86. I can't quite remember now, but they used pretty much the same chassis for the Gallop. It's got gear diffs, front one-way bearings, 3 oil shocks, so it's got a monoshock at the front, and it's got torsion bars as well running down the side, and it's got the 2 oil shocks at the back. Dog bones for drive shafts, 540 motor, and as already said, it's 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel steering. So it's quite advanced for the time, especially in 1984. And if I'm right, this was the first buggy that had 4-wheel steering. I think I'm right in that. Let me know if I'm not. So it was, quite advanced really for 1984. But often people disabled the rear steering because it could make it difficult to control. So they often disabled it. But there you go. So again, I'd say this one hasn't been locked out. Actually, this still turns, which is cool. So that one still turns, so it's still got it engaged and not disabled. They were prone to a bit of a weak gearbox. The diffs often needed to be shimmed to death to keep them from failing. And the hubs and the knuckles are quite weak on them as well, and after landing off jumps could often be broken. So yeah, I think it was a bit of a fragile car. In fact, all of these cars are pretty fragile. But it's a bit of a fragile car for racing. And eventually, buggies like the Gallop and Gallop 2. And then after that, much more reliable buggies like the Optima and Optima Mids came in, which were much more suitable for racing. And, far more durable than the Progresses and the Gallops as such. So, but it's very nice. Now this particular one, as I said, it's owned by a friend of mine, and he actually got it not too far away from here, up in Morecambe. So we're in Blackpool. Morecambe's about 30 miles up the road on the coast, and it came from an auction there, and I'm led to believe that he didn't give a great deal of money for this. So he got a real steal there. So much, he said, I did say to him, well, if you ever decide you don't want it any longer in your collection, please give us first refusal, because it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'll whip the body shell off as well, and you can have a look underneath. So yeah, really grateful to Paul for lending me this car. So there you go. As you can see, it's chain driven, and at the side here, these bronze copper coloured strips. I would assume that's a torsion bar myself. It's got the front mono shock as well, but I would assume they were torsion bars. So yeah, it's really quite a cool thing. As I said, please let me know if you know any more info on this than what I'm giving you. I'm sure people out there will, but it's so cool, and it doesn't even look like it's had a great deal of use. It has been used because there's some wear in the middle of the rear tyres and the front tyres, but you know, with the aerial underneath, it's pretty damn clean, and there's a couple of scuffs on the body, but again, that's it. So I don't think this has had a very hard life at all, but it is very, very cool. So again, thanks to Paul for letting me show you this one. Show you again there. How awesome is that? It all works. Came with its original manual and controller as well. So yeah, what a nice bit of RC history there. So that's the Kyosho Progress. So I'm going to put the shell back on for now, and then we'll play move the buggies around a bit. So I think next up on my list to show you is the Bluebird Baja Growler. So we're gonna take a look at that one. Okay, so now I can't remember now. So I really apologise, especially if the gentleman's watching. I bought this and a whole full spare car as well that had a clear body shell, but it had some damage to the front knuckles. They were broken. The front hub and knuckles were broken. But other than that, it was a brand new car, and it had not been run. But this Baja Super Growler, made by Bluebird Models in Taiwan, but it was distributed by Aristocraft, I'm led to believe. So quite an unusual thing, although if you do look at it, it's basically a clone of a Kyosho Optima. Yeah, so it's a clone of a Kyosho Optima. In fact, there was another buggy as well, and I know Maplin used to sell it, but that was called a grey Vigo Beagle, and that had a really unusual shell. In fact, I had one on the channel probably a year or two back now. Again, very similar to this, clone of a Optima, and in fact, a friend of mine who used to race an Optima, he used to buy the cars, the clones from Maplin's to keep as spares for his racing car. So yeah, that was the so that's the Baja Growler. Now I've got a bit of info on it, but again, I couldn't find much, to be honest. So here we go. So yeah, Bluebird Baja Growler, made in Taiwan around 1986, 1987. Now there is another one of these called the Baja Super Growler. Essentially, it's the same thing, different body shell, different coloured wheels, and the alloys are all in red. So other than that, it's the same thing. So again, this is chain driven as well. I've already said it's an Optima clone, along with the Great Vigo Beagle, say distributed by Aristocraft. And to be honest, that is all really that I could find out about it. So there isn't many of these things about. In fact, I've only ever... I saw the Super Baja Growler on RC, was it Glenn's channel? RC Legends, he had one on there, so I presume he still got that. And I've seen pictures of them, but that'd been it really. And so, and of course I had the Great Beagle one as well, briefly. So I sort of, you know, I'd come into sort of kind of contact with them, but I had to get hold of this. It's never been used. The tyres a little hard, but they're pretty decent. There's no splitting or degrading or anything, but it's now one thing I have noticed on this version, on this particular one and my other one upstairs, the body shell is trimmed to this edge here. Now on the one on the box, this comes much lower down, and the decals follow it down and across. And both of mine don't have that, so I don't know if it was something they just did on all of them, or it's just been my two. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think I've seen a picture of it apart from the box art with the body shell coming down here. So I don't know, was that so the cut lines for there and they were just different on the box? I honestly don't know. So anyway, before we go on, let's take the body pin out. It's a bit bloody hell. It's a bit, what do I stick that on with? There we go. Come on. So when I got this as well, it came with the decals, and I've put the decals on the best I can. They were old, so they weren't great to put on at all. So they've not gone on completely perfectly, but they are okay. And a shame as well, because the body shell, when it's been painted up, it's gone over the windows as well, so it's all yellow. I might try at some point look at either, I don't know, to what, cutting them out, putting some mesh there, or maybe just sort of try and paint them in black, or get some black vinyl for the windows just to make it not as yellow. Anyway, so that's the body shell for it. And then here you go. So if I show this to you now, it looks very Kyosho Optima, doesn't it? And I say it's chain driven, just like the Optima. It's never turned a wheel. This thing, it's totally brand new. And as I say, I've got this now. I can't remember if it's from a gentleman in Sweden or Switzerland, so if I get it wrong, I do apologise. But as I said, I bought this one off him, and I bought his other car off him, which had the damage on. So, and then this came available to buy. So I got this, and that's my other one for spares now, the one with the damaged hubs. So I am rather pleased to get this for the collection, because again, this is probably something you're not going to see too many of. But yeah, so, but very Kyosho. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I love finding things like this that were, yeah, a little bit different, bit more obscure, and you don't always get to see them. So again, which is why I like to show them on the channel as well. So, but that is the, and I say this came with its original box, its manual, the decals which I applied, and to be honest, I said the decals weren't that good. They're starting to peel off the wing a bit, so I'm going to have to try and glue that down at some point. But yeah, it was one of those things that I sort of knew I had to have it in the collection. So it's just so cool. So the last one we're going to look at today is this red one here, which is a Thunder Tiger, the Tiger. I know, really inventive name. So we'll just do a bit of a swapsy over here. So yeah, this is the Thunder Tiger, the Tiger, also known as a Royal Ripper as well. Again, so this is about 1986 when this was released. It's a shaft-driven four-wheel drive. Again, like the Progress, it's got four-wheel drive and four-wheel steering. The plastics are super fragile on this. And it's sort of loosely based on a Tamiya Hotshot. So I say again, struggled to find any real proper information on these, except that I knew it was there was two of them, the Thunder Tiger variant and the Royal Ripper version. I can't remember what name the Royal Ripper is under, but that's what it's called, the Royal Ripper. And then there's the other one, which is the Thunder Tiger, which is this one, which I managed to sort of work out by the fact. Unfortunately, it's got a damaged rear wing, but it's got the Thunder Tiger decals on this. So now when I got it, and again this came from Europe, mainland Europe. It was either France or Germany. I can't remember now. I say these cars have been sat around in the house for a while now, which I'm sure Paul's been wanting to get his car back now, but he's been very patient. But these have been sat around waiting until I get the opportunity to film them. But yeah, so I got it like this, and then but luckily enough, I found the sort of the body shell for it in America. So I bought that as soon as I saw it, and got that sent over. So I'm pleased it's got a body shell. It needs the decals, which I need to sort out at some point. I don't know if MCI do them, or I'm going to be like looking for God knows how long until I find some. Who knows? Now also on mine, the little rooftop plate is missing, so that's either something I'm going to have to try and find or make. But again, this car, it's not been used. It's brand new condition, which I was surprised to find it in brand new condition with all its parts undamaged, or as far as I can see, all the parts are not damaged at all. So which is really cool. It is missing a screw at the front to help keep that bumper there, so I need to find a screw for it. Again, tyres are all nice, bit hard, but they're not perished. There's no cracking on them or anything like that. So, but yeah, I mean, again, I just love finding things like this. Yeah. Very cool, hey? So yeah. And then it's 540 motor power. It does. It's got the 4-wheel steering. It's not locked out. It will work. There's no radio gear in this at all in this one. But so would I get it going? I don't know if I'll get it going, to be honest. I don't know if I'll get any of these two going. I'm not sure. I don't feel the need to run them. Out of the two, I'd probably run that. The Super. Sorry, not the Super. The Baja Growler. I'd probably run that out of the two. Because these plastics, I don't trust them. While they're not damaged, if I start messing with them, I'm quite sure they might easily crack. So, yeah. So I'm quite surprised it's all in one piece. So if I take the cowl off, or what part of the body shell it is, you can then see there what it's like underneath. But it's still very cool. I mean, I'm looking at the back now where the rear hubs screw onto the wishbones. There isn't a great deal of plastic around it, so I'm quite sure if you start messing, they'll break. But, you know, it's a bit of RC history again, like the other two. It's a cool thing to have, and I'm really glad that I've managed to get hold of one. Now, I've got a little project for next year, and I'm not going to pretend it's like my idea or anything like that. In fact, it's more something that Jason from, or Bormack, as you might know him from True Vintage RC. Now, when he goes to the Vintage Bash or the events like that in Australia, what he tends to do is he takes a selection of his RC cars, a lot of them quite rare vehicles. So what I fancied doing is I wanted to do something similar. So I'm sorry, I'm pinching your idea, Jason. I hope you don't mind. But at the Lakeland Classic, where we have our one of our UK meets every year, I'd like to, especially since it's not far from me, I want to take up a selection of sort of rarer cars so that other people can have a chance to see them if they don't have them or they've not seen any or whichever, just so that people can have a look at them really. So that's my little project plan for sort of next year. So I've already spoken to James at South Lakes Model Car Club about this, and it's provisionally got a green light to go. So hopefully it'll go ahead. I just need to remind him when we sort of get into next year, or due at the end of this year. I'll remind. But there you go. So they're three rather cool looking buggies. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that bit of paper, and I'll bring the camera over so you can see them a bit closer up. So I know what it's like. I don't think you can probably see them all perfectly from over there, can you? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll get the camera over and you can have a closer look in. Now, that was pointless putting the clips back on this, wasn't it? I'm going to have to undo it all again now. But yeah, all of them are really cool. All of them are really cool buggies. So there we go. Right, so what we'll do is we're going to wrap up this video for now. I'm going to bring the camera over. I'll go over the cars and you can see them a bit closer up. A bit more of a close-up on them, I should say. And as I said at the beginning, if anyone's got any more info on these, I'd like to hear that information as well. And I say every day is a school day, and you can always learn something. So I'd love to hear any of any info if anyone's got on these. So yeah, so cheers for checking this video out. It's much appreciated as always. So I'll get the camera now. We'll go over these, and then we'll call this one done. So cheers for watching this one. It's much appreciated. Right, let's go and get the camera. So that's what we started with. Lovely Kyosho Progress. I'm sure Paul wouldn't miss this. And I'll go to the other end here because, as I said, this was the next one we looked at, which was the Kyosho clone of the Optima. As you can see, the shell there, as I said, the stickers aren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They were a bit difficult to put on with them being really old. But yeah, a bit more work to do on this one. But again, rather cool looking thing. And I say, never used. So it's in superb condition. As is this one, which is the Thunder Tiger. And the Tiger, again, super condition. Totally unused, despite having a sort of broken rear wing. So I don't know how that's happened. That's how I got it, which is a shame, but I suppose you can't have everything, can you? So yeah, so those two both need a little bit of work. Now whether I'll find all this stuff in time that I need to do to them, I don't know. Right, but there you go. There you go. That's 3 rather cool vintage buggies. So I hope you enjoyed checking this one. Much appreciated as always. Look after yourselves, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.